Alrighty, good evening everyone. Welcome to the Town of Cedar Lake Stormwater Board meeting on October 8th. If you could join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Wendy, can you lead us on a roll call, please?
Ryan Leacock.
Here.
Patrick Conlon.
Here.
Benji Kinchlow.
Here.
Don Alton.
Here.
David Austin. Jeff Bungie. Eric Bosma.
Here.
Julie Rivera. Here. And Wendy Schmidt. Here.
All right, in review of the minutes from September 10th, was there any questions or anything needs to be discussed? All right.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the September 10th meeting.
I'll second that.
Ryan Leacock.
Yes.
Patrick Conlon.
Yes.
Benji Kinchlow.
Yeah.
All right, in review of the claims fund for fund number 650 to the amount of $22,784.74. Is there any questions in regards to the funds? All right, if not, can you make a motion to approve?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve Stormwater Fund 650 in the amount of $22,784.74.
All right.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay. Ryan Leacock.
Yes.
Patrick Conlon.
Yes.
Benji Kinchlow.
Yeah.
In review of Fund 654 Storm Capital Improvement Fund for the amount of $3,226. Was there any questions in regards to the items or the amounts in this fund?
No. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve Fund 654 in the amount of $3,226.
I'll second that motion.
Ryan Leacock.
Yes.
Patrick Conlon.
Yes.
Benji Kinchlow.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, moving up to update items. We have item A, Angie Mikolajczyk, 12806 Lee Court.
Don't have any updates on it.
Okay.
I know the sidewalk was removed. I don't know if that was noted at the last meeting.
Yeah, I think it was, yes.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's all I got.
All right. Moving on to the Justin Latz property at 7320 West 140th Place.
It's in the town attorney's court still. Not a project without that adjacent property owner.
10-4, understood. Moving on to update item C, we have Randy Schmidt, 13402 Schneider Street.
I think that project's done.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
If I could comment, he was on the phone with me all day.
Oh.
He said, he told me that, his subdivision needs to have drainage corrected. He also said that there's a catch basin in front of his house that needs repaired.
Been
Funny we
repaired.
did that already, but yeah,
And he also complained to me about, he put $7,000 into his drainage property, and he wasn't happy about that, and so,
I mean, I think everything he did was on his property,
yeah.
right?
But the catch basin, I never heard about.
we
that.
did everything in front of,
You did everything in our public right away.
yes.
So,
We actually dropped another basin next to the basin that's already there and connected them together.
yeah, I don't know what else we can do. I agree, Cook subdivision does need drainage,
Yes, it
but
does.
that's
Yes.
a monster project.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he's kind of in that area, he's at the upstream end of it. And that's not an easy task. I mean, those roads need to be reconstructed too, so, that's part of a multi-million-dollar project. It's nothing that's going to happen right now. I believe it's
No.
still in our master plan, but that's, yeah, it's multi-million dollars.
I did call Don today and talk to him briefly about it, but I just want everybody else to be aware of, my communications with him today.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Mr. Carnahan. Ben, did you hear that?
Yep.
It's crystal clear. Okay. Well, let's keep that on the update items just in case he comes back, but thanks for the update, Mr.
He
Carnahan.
couldn't be here tonight, so.
Thank you. Moving on to Mike Schmidt property, 7518 Lakeshore Drive, also referred to as Merton Drive.
I don't have anything new on it.
No.
Nothing, no.
To be honest with you, they're gonna need to find some time to get out there. and look
Yeah,
at it again.
Don was on vacation, I was on vacation, so we haven't
Yeah.
had an opportunity to go over and look at it.
It's there. We'll try and get out there before next meeting and report back.
Okay, we'll keep that on the update items.
And I think he was concerned about us putting a sidewalk in and, he wanted to put some sort of a wall in there or something, and.
I mean, that one just, it's got a tremendous amount of fall on it. Right.
And we're relooking at the sidewalk going from the chamber to here. We're thinking about reducing the size from 10 foot to 6 foot in width.
That project was initially scoped as a 6 foot, so I wouldn't call it a reduction, I would say bringing it back to scope.
Okay.
That's why it was so expensive. So,
10 foot. Oh,
I have other things to say about that, but I won't. No, I mean, you can see on the screen here, the contours on this new system here.
Was that gonna be on the north side or the south side?
The sidewalk,
Yeah.
north side.
North.
It jogs, starts kind of on the south side, stays on the north side, but does jog to the south once it gets towards like, the ice cream shop and
There you
Sandbar.
go.
Yeah, Dairyville. But no, it's on the north side primarily just because there's so many people that use the south side for parking and, yeah, I mean, it's not great on either one, to be honest with you, 'cause it's so tight, but it fits better on the north side just because there's less encroachment onto existing lots. Yeah, so it's the short kind of discussion of that, but this is the property in question. He has a problem with how the properties up on the hill kind of drain down this unimproved right away.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see, we're talking about close to 30 feet of fall. It's extremely steep. It's a paper right away, as we call it. It's never meant to actually be a road. It would be 15% slope, probably minimum. But he's had kind of problems, I think, with his upstream property owner, potentially this one or this one, potentially filling in portions of another paper right away, which is Whitney. What's that called, actually? It's not Whitney.
I can't remember.
I think it actually has a street sign out there, right?
Yeah.
And they're both unimproved, roads.
They're both unimproved right away. Whitney was being used as a driveway
Webster?
for Webster.
Yeah.
Was using kind of this house, which is abandoned, I think.
Yeah, there's nobody living in there.
So this unimproved right away was super overgrown. Public Works cut it down. Given the grades, I don't know how much we can do. We wanted to cut it down and then see what was actually filled in the public right of way, because Mr. Schmidt was kind of accusing the east guy of filling it and making some of the drainage worse. So we just have to get out there after it's been cleared and see exactly if there's a lot of debris up there, if it's affecting existing drainage. And then we'll take it from there. That's kind of the juxt of that one. It's really steep, like really, really steep. There's stairs in there too, kind of, I think,
Yeah.
once upon a time that come down that slope. There's a lot going on. So we just need to get eyes on it.
Okay. Alrighty, keep that one on the update item as well. Moving on to Public Works projects. We have the Monastery Woods at 10026 West 128th Avenue.
I don't think Tim's tackled that one yet, no.
No, he hasn't discussed that with us yet.
Okay.
It's out there.
Moving on to Summer Winds.
That's done minus restoration done?
Now it's done, yeah.
Done?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all done.
Take it off.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, take off Summer Winds, Public Works Projects, item E. Moving on to item C, Woodland Hills, 130th Court cul-de-sac.
Nothing new on that one. That one's kind of a long term. We haven't heard anything about it in probably well over a year, maybe 2 years even.
Yeah. There was that issue with the tree, but I don't think we haven't had that lady call, so.
That one's kind of a placeholder. You can keep it on there.
All right, keep that one on there. Moving on to Dewey Street lateral, 14616 Dewey Street.
I don't have anything new to report on that one. I know town manager is waiting on the homeowner, Mr. Frick, to reach back out to him because there's no project without that easement. We had met with Mr. Frick, myself, Tim, and Jeff. It's probably, going on 2 months ago now. He was gonna take it back, consider it, but I don't know if anybody's reached back out to him to see where it lays. Like I said, we have a stub waiting to feed that pipe into the system, but we need his permission. We've been quite frank with him too, because I think that house is on unsafe or has been on unsafe. He said he's gonna improve it, but we're very clear with him that any kind of building permit would require rear yard drainage, because that lot's not drained. So, it's beneficial to him to, I mean, it's up to him if he wants to accept it, but either way, he's gonna have to do it on his own.
10-4.
So, it's in his court.
Okay, we'll keep it on there. Moving on to additional projects. The Shades subdivision, West 140th Avenue.
That project is done. The final pay application will appear on, town council's meeting next week, next Tuesday. That's the final pay, so that one's gonna be done.
Good deal.
Phase 2 of Shades, which is the interior portion, was submitted for CCMG, and hopefully to hear back if that got selected within the next couple weeks. Hopefully, maybe by the first week of November, at the latest.
Okay. Keep that on there, just to check in with. Moving on to our dear friends over at the Woods of Cedar Creek.
So, getting back into town, we kind of didn't hit a snag, but just took a little longer to get our bonding together and certificate of insurances for that. So we got that late last week. Those contracts are done, complete. We have a pre-con meeting scheduled on site Friday morning at 8, due to hopefully get into it next week sometime. So a little later than we expected, but took a little longer to get contracts together. But they've already ordered all the material, so they'll be ready to go here pretty quick.
Awesome. That's good news. All right, moving on to Woodland Shores storm sewer improvements.
Town attorney has the eastern property adjoiner easement language. He needs to put it into an agreement, and then it needs to be signed by the homeowner. So we're just waiting.
Okay. Moving on to Schubert Dodge Street storm sewer system. If there is an update.
No updates, kind of hanging. Probably with either next meeting or what's next month? November?
November 12th.
It's crazy. We're going to have a meeting in December. So it might be a good idea to figure out our expenditures for the year, see what our final budget numbers are, see what we got remaining. We have substantial money left in it, I believe. The Woods Cedar Creek came in way below budget. So, and I know a lot of these projects completed by Public Works are pretty low as well. So I'm curious with the second allotment into the operations and more capital improvement fund, see where we're at for the year. I imagine it's 200+ thousand, if not 300, be my guess. since we kind of, the last year's projects got kind of pushed into here, so we kind of were working off 2 years' budget. So, there's an opportunity to potentially take on a larger project like Schubert Dodge, but that's something that else have to be designed. So,
Yeah.
just kind of throwing it out there, if you guys want to review, call it end of year numbers, since we don't have a December meeting.
I think it's worth it to get the numbers in hand, but to say that that project's gonna take place over the winter is...
Oh, no, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying more to prepare for 2025. See where we're at, see what smaller projects we still have to go. Because to be honest with you, I mean, we knocked off, or are knocking off quite the list that we had earlier in the year, with probably not a whole lot that I see from smaller projects moving forward. We have some, but certainly you would have money to do others,
Yeah.
if you so chose to. Just something to think about.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to take away from looking on the past year of all the projects that have been done through Public Works and getting things to a point to actually be completed as from my previous tenure. So this is great news. So thank you, Eric, and thank you for your team, and Don, thanks for all of your time put to all of this, because I know you guys are behind the scenes doing everything, so thank you. Moving on to new business.
Don't have any at this time.
No, I mean, November will be new if you want to get into budgeting. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
just discussion. No, obviously no decisions being made, but you'll know where you stand at the end of the year.
Do you want, Wendy, would you like me to send an email request over to Jennifer, just kind of seeing where we're at with budgetary numbers?
That'd be great.
Okay.
I mean, your capital fund just for this month was only $3,200 in invoicing, which is nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's the lowest one we've had all year. I mean, that was for summer winds, that closed that one out. And I think we're done billing for Lake Gibbons,
Yeah,
that's done.
Done.
So, yeah.
We'll see what Chris Burke invoice comes back at.
You're gonna have it on there, what was ours?
It's not on there.
I don't think I had it
I'm kidding.
See how it is?
Yeah.
That's why it's so
Yeah.
low.
Hey now, everything's on sale.
Okay, moving on to public comment, and once again, please approach the podium and state your name and your address.
Right. Angie McLeod, 12806 Lee Court. I just really just had a question. Could you pull up our subdivision?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask a question about, I don't know how far you can get in, but the neighbor, so I'm the first lot right there. The neighbor directly across the street from me, they had told me, I don't know if you could see anymore, but there's like a pond or something dug behind their house. They said that the town had done that, and I was just wondering about that.
That is the detention basin for the subdivision. My
Oh, it
memory
is?
serves me right, yeah.
Because they said it was done after they bought the house.
I can't,
Well, okay.
yeah, I can't say anything about timing,
So-
but I'm reasonably certain that that's the detention basin, so it's been an outlaw.
Okay. I wanted to ask that question. Could we do something like that behind our house? And, I mean,
You don't have the room for that.
or something smaller?
Behind your house?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I mean, you don't have any room.
Well, I was thinking, well, that one's huge, of course, but I think I'm the only one that's that low compared to the two properties next door. Like, I was thinking like on the corner or something. That was my intention when I did the little pond. But I think you said the goal is to get the water away from the house, because there's a 15,
So,
that's all I wanted to,
I mean, that'd be difficult. You'd need to probably get onto your neighboring parcel here to get any kind of anything.
Okay.
Because you have your deck that comes out, and then we're talking 15-ish feet from your deck to property line. I'm not gonna do anything for you. It would be a swale, and to be honest with you, you want storage upstream of you. That's the only benefit that you would see. So it'd actually be good here, potentially.
Okay.
Um,
I'm good with that. I'm sure he's not.
I
So, just wait and see what's happening. I know that you know that it's for sale right now.
This one is?
Yep, 159.
No, I didn't know that, but
Yeah, it's for sale.
is it?
I think the house is for sale too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
one? His?
yeah,
Same owner?
yeah, third, no, the
Three?
third one. Yeah, that one,
Okay. No, I didn't know it was for sale.
yeah.
I mean, the town owns this weird parcel
I
for some
know,
reason.
I like that parcel.
Huh?
I like that parcel, actually.
The weird boomerang parcel?
Well-
I think that was a tax sale
Yeah.
purchase, or grant.
So,
Yeah,
be
unfortunately,
patient and see what
yeah.
happens, I mean, so it would be nice to maybe put one of those.
I mean,
I
it's
know.
probably a good thing it's for sale. If that sells and it subdivides, then yeah, that's where we can start peeling off basically stopping their drainage from getting onto you.
Yeah, I
so-
don't think that's ever gonna happen though.
I mean, it's a good thing it's for sale, because that probably means somebody wants to build a house on it, but I can't guarantee that. But
You know
better
that
than it just
building
sitting
is-
there. Huh?
You know that that's kinda on hold for a moment, right?
What, building? Yeah,
Yeah,
I understand that, but they would have to go through some hoops. I mean, is it a legal lot of record? It's not. So they would have to subdivide it in order to build on it anyways. So they have to go through plan commission and,
so basically, I have to hope that they build a house in my backyard in order for me to get drainage
or,
properly.
I mean, you know the alternative, so
Yeah, I mean,
without that line, you would have a swale outside the back of your patio. Because there's such limited space in there, and we'd likely have to rip out kind of the brush shrubs on that line to make
if
it
it was a
work.
perfect world, it probably should have been longer back there, right?
Something should have been there. Been pretty upfront about that from the start. The benefit of waiting for him is that you'd essentially either put it entirely on that parcel or put it on the property line, kind of a shared swale, so it's not all on you.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I counted today, I took down 9 trees so far,
okay.
the smaller ones like this size.
I mean, I don't have any problem moving forward with doing that drainage project on your property. It's just, it's going to encumber how you kind of use your backyard.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, it's really the southwest corner that gets the most
Yeah,
water.
right here.
Right there, because the rest of the property goes down, so the water goes that way, out to the north. And, then I did a little swale between the houses, so that kind of helps the hill that's on the house next to us. So it's just really that little corner right there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what creating the soil would do, is to kind of give that some positive drainage to the north. But like I said, it would just limit the use of your backyard. Because you'd have this, you'd come out from your stairs on your deck and it'd go,
Yeah,
I'm not saying it'd be egregious or anything, but we need to catch slope because it's rather flat right here.
yeah. So probably just wait a little bit and see if they do anything on the other property still, and then if not, then revisit this like next year or something, I don't know.
That's fine with me.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I'm just
Any
saying,
ideas?
waiting would be beneficial to the use of your parcel, because then we can essentially have, wherever they build this house, have them install a yard drainage, that would catch everything coming off their property and probably from your property and give it some positive drainage to the north. So you wouldn't have this swale kind of running through your smaller green space back there.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I
Yes,
mean,
yeah, I understand.
if
You
you
don't care
want
about,
it,
you don't care about that 15 feet or whatever it is.
we can do it now.
You put it all, the swale all on your property, but I don't think
Yeah.
you really wanna do that, you know?
I don't know, I haven't really thought about it that much, I would just keep thinking about digging a deeper hole in the corner, that's what I keep thinking.
Yeah.
Because I did a smaller hole, what is it, like maybe 12, 18 inches, and that really helped.
Yeah, I mean, you essentially have a mini detention basin with, but it doesn't have an outfall.
Yeah,
So it'll help, it's really dependent on how much area is coming to it.
yeah,
So, but it would be nice to not have a pond there and have it
yeah,
released.
it would.
So,
Okay, all right, I
all right.
just wanted to ask about the hole behind you, the neighbor's yard. Thank you.
Yep.
Going once. Okay. All right, without,
We can kind of skip new business.
No?
Yes, about, oh, okay. The floor is yours. No, I have a neighbor who's gonna be coming in, he's on Marsh Landing Parkway, Brian DeProsperous. I think, Don, maybe you've met with him out there before.
Okay. Like
Or
behind
maybe
here?
Eric, your guys have.
We might have.
His yard backs up to the CSX Railway. I don't know his address. I told him to come to a meeting and bring some photos, but bottom line is, the drainage from Marsh Landing Parkway is going between the houses, underground, you know, I don't know how big the pipe is, RCP. But where it goes through his backyard and into the, I guess it would be CSX's property, they did no riprap, they just stuck the pipe out,
Just scouring.
and it's washing out all the earth there.
Okay.
So.
'Cause that's a steep fall off.
Very steep, it's like probably 12 feet. You know.
Okay.
I mean, you can walk down it, but, the problem is that there's a bunch of large trees there that are on his property and his neighbor's property, and I think if that erosion keeps getting worse and worse and worse and the hillside goes, those trees are gonna fall,
Okay.
and it could be a big problem, so I don't know.
I'm betting he's down here somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know if it's as simple as throwing dirt there and riprap and geotextile and, well, I don't know the answer, but.
I mean, we own that storm sewer system.
Yeah.
We don't own the roads, but we own
It
the
was a
storm
couple
sewer
years back that you sent us a checklist, and we went through all those.
You did? I did?
Yeah. Or, yeah, I'm pretty I know what you're talking about, it's one of those houses, like,
Is it okay if I don't wanna speak on his behalf
Yeah.
as a board member, but if I took photos and brought them to the next meeting, does that meet with the?
no, get his address too,
Yeah.
so we can look at it again.
I think he's busy, he works long hours, and I'm not sure he can ever get to a
Cause
meeting.
we can go over and look at it, cause I remember looking at that a few years back,
Yeah.
and it was pretty bad then.
There's,
Cause there's a couple more in your subdivision that's like that too.
Yeah, well, and I don't know what you need to do to get back there and do work,
That'd
if
be
you've
the-
gotta get permission from the
riprap's
railroad.
not a big deal, it's just getting access to something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, from the railroad.
I mean, there should be an easement if there's storm sewer going on their lot line. I don't know how big it is. We can check the plats. This is one of
He's
the
got an
later ones.
in-ground pool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Above ground.
Above ground, yeah, so I think we can get back, I'd have to look at it again though.
It's one of the later phases, so it should be an easier one to find.
I mean, we just did something similar on Parish too, like that, but we brought in grindings, we put grindings underneath it to build the land up, and then we put riprap, so.
Okay.
If we can get back there, I mean, we got our new gator now that we might be able to get back there.
It's just a matter of getting the rock back there.
Yeah, we didn't, yeah.
We don't need to
Hand
put it
plates.
on, I wouldn't put it on the
Probably,
list
yeah.
unless you want to, Brian. If not, I'll bring photos next week or next month, and I'll try to get him to get here. I thought he was gonna be here tonight, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Sorry. That's all.
okay, if there's no other questions, we can adjourn the meeting, and we will see you all on November 12th. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great night.